So you're gonna notice the save is gonna look different. It's gonna look different because I did a oof when I was recording yesterday, at least 24 hours ago, and yeah, it did not go well. So really though, the core essence of this base video, or this next video, what did I say base? Next video is that, yes, we're working with basically newer squad, and that's not gonna change. That we need to do. So regardless, we're not gonna see Boofus 5 most likely. That was my chair, by the way. And we gotta go to short hunts. Maybe we get 3 runs down, but this is gonna be quite slow. That being said, I'm probably gonna plan for a longer stream because boy, and I like how you get a peek of the upper zones that were in Fog of War. But the most important part is I'm still gonna change my strategy a little bit. Yes, I know it's about certain things. I could employ some technical strategies, but why would I do that when the whole point is to lose your monsters and go on forward? That being said, I think I also addressed the thing that was why I'm working with base monsters pretty much, and that's because, yeah, I'm curious, because I'm just curious. Obviously, you're supposed to put parts on your monsters, or not use parts from your monsters that are favorable to what you want to do, but for the most part, I mean, there are bigger problems. One of the bigger problems I think I've seen and or read from other players is the fact that, as I focus on not dying here, is that there are certain things, and just like I mentioned, I think in episode 4 or 5, or is this 5? I'm going. In the last 2 episodes somewhere, I made a mention of how I was having a rough time in events. Yeah, you can also events and also bosses, and we'll see what the developer decides to do. They said things that they want to do, but I don't want to put words in their mouth. So we'll see what they do. For the most part, again, I'm still having fun. I'm just trying to find the time, because as if you're not in tune with this channel, I'm playing 2 other games, and yeah, I'm juggling other stuff as well. So I'm doing my best. By the way, we have we have toughen on each of these, I guess. So yeah, a lot of things I can do, but if this is not the gameplay you're looking for, I mean, there are a whole other more than a handful of people playing the Corpsmen who are doing a much better job than I am. So, yeah. That being said, I try to do my best to, along with other games that I'm playing, to kind of stay in tune with other people playing the game, if for no other reason than to kind of, what am I trying to say, ruminate on myself? Ruminate? Is that too fancy a word? Basically, think about how I want to go forward with strats or whatnot, because admittedly and very obviously I am not amazing at anything I put my anything that I put my heart into, aside from maybe one game on this channel, but that just comes with the I'm not terrible, but I'm also not utterly. If I were a more amazing player than I am, I would probably look for other lines of work in real life, maybe, depending. I do like this channel, but obviously, why would I not? I may or may not. Well, I'd be more likely to look at other, more things that would put my life in a better spot than this. Though at the same time, I still do personally think this channel is doing well for me, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's at least improving it. If I didn't have this channel to work with, I might be stuck in a writer's block. That's all I'm trying to say. And that's all I probably should say. By the way, consume a card. Let's just do Toughen. I'm not really using those, admittedly. And I should really branch out towards more types of strategies, but that depends on if I, 1, spot them, and 2, the game gives me the chance to do them. That being said, if nothing else, the most important takeaway here is that there are still similar deck-building roguelike strategies in terms of making a build, and a lot of them tend to be builds where you can cycle cards, the ones you want, over and over and over, or at least very quickly. And which, whether that's stacking block, because in this game block is permanent throughout a battle, or recycling yourself to a very powerful attack skill that has been scaled, most likely. But for attacks, I have done some homework, but I'm still not going to apply that homework, at least for the rest of this week. That I'll say for sure. Not that that's a long time either. I mean, yes, theoretically speaking, and I do believe in this as well. Well, you don't have any shield anyway, so couldn't even use a wall of flesh. I forgot what I was going to say. I'll remember what I'm going to say. Basically, I know not everyone... I'm not the type of person that some people might enjoy. But I do my best anyway. Because, what else? What am I going to do? Just lie down and stop making videos? What do you mean? Come on. That being said, yeah, I'm trying to really remember what I was trying to say. I'm going to grab Threaten here, by the way. I'm also playing quite fast, but it's fine. Again, we're just leveling up. This is a very short mission anyway, even if I don't get things done that I want to get done. It's more a matter of just training the monsters up, which is using the cards. And again, I'm giving people time to make their own videos because I don't want to step on anyone's toes, so if anyone decides to make a video on the Corpsmen in terms of certain aspects of the game, then I'll let other people, because they're more likely in tune. I know I have not put as much time in the Corpsmen as I should. That I will at least put down, because that's just the truth. Ooh, do we want Frenzy? What do you have? I can at least check the deck here. I have Toughen for whatever reason. I need to get rid of that probably. But I think I wanted to go with a more rainbow deck, so fine, I guess, for the moment. Maybe I should start leaning towards something, though. Obviously, I should lean towards something. It does, from what I've seen, there weren't a lot of players who could make every monster kind of a jack of all trades, I guess. And that's all I really have to say. So, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying most people seem to have success kind of trying to focus each monster toward a certain specialty in battle. I think I said that right. Anywho. Because going rainbow or making every monster able to defend, attack, and kind of scale based on blue cards doesn't seem to work. But again, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just, yeah, I've seen it not work more times. Do I have any zero cost cards? I do, but why would I do that? Quick Reflex is nice for cycling the cards once I run out of cards that I want to use, but for the moment, no. That being said, I think I'm still going to do this. So, Toughen. I mean, if nothing else, these Toughens will exist to be consumed, but that's not what I want them in the deck for, but it's going to be what we get. We need to stop taking damage, by the way, and to do that, getting rid of one would help. Now, I got rid of the wrong one, but we can at least threaten here and take aggro. Do we get out this turn? Yes, we do. I should really be paying attention to which cards are leveled. For those who don't know, around the number on the top left of each card is essentially the experience that card is getting, so that's why when you see an upgrade, it replaces this. I mean, that's not the reason why, but it's more apparent. So Chomp has like 3 experience out of 5, 6, 7, 8-ish. So the more you use the card, the closer it becomes to being upgradable. And the little orbs on the bottom here show how many times it can be upgraded. I assume. If I'm wrong, let me know, but there is an upgrade path, and therefore, in a way, there's only so much experience that can go around, but at least you're not sitting there trying to grind for other things. We're gonna go with 0, by the way. In a sense, that allows us to take another card, because if we consume a card, our deck therefore becomes smaller, and the number of cards we can draw, or the cards that we want to draw, come quicker. At least one thing I know I wanted to say, if I didn't already say it already, was that I'm aware that some people did not like certain mechanics that exist in the game. I'm trying to figure out where exactly the issue lies, whether or not it's actually just design of something or player preference. But there are so many people. So in essence, there's a boss in this game that essentially punishes you for having a small build, and I think I fought this boss once myself. I think it was in one of the streams, but I can see why it's a bit frustrating there, but I don't really mind it for the moment because, again, while people don't like to bloat their decks with too many cards, and that's not really something that I feel or have seen a lot of deck building roguelikes have really balanced around. I'm sure I think one or two of them have done it, but based on what I've seen. But in essence, you don't want to make your build too large, because then you don't get anything of what you want. If you specialize in everything, that you are prepared for certain things that happen, or you're prepared for a lot of situations, but you're not likely to draw what you need when you need it. Or if you're playing a certain build, you're not gonna get what you need when you need it. So what do I want to do here? Shuffle discard into draw pile? Yeah, probably, right? I said I want to build some kind of bleed, something around bleed, and here I'd have not a lot of bleed requirement cards, if any at all. I mean, I can check right now, but I'm pretty sure I don't. So we'll put this block on Orion here. And we'll see what happens this turn. Why do I feel like that is not real? It is real. Because I'm looking at the shield and it's taking damage. Do I have anything else to draw? No, we're gonna do this though till I can reshuffle the discard back into the deck. And then we move on. We do need to upgrade our block cards at some point. That would be very much appreciated. 3 energy for more block. That could be nice, but and let's add more debuffs here. Do I want... Yes, because I'm having the bear block. And literally his name is Bear. I named him Bear, but we're also going to toss some food to Orion just so that they don't die. And away we go. But yes, whether we do 2 or 3 runs, we're doing setup basically. So even though this series is called The Legend of Boofus, not really anything here much here. That being said, I know at some point we could be in a situation where it's like, Jordan, don't have your tank / bear block everything because that's why they're dying. And that is why they're dying, but the alternative is the DPS dies and then we don't have any damage at all. So I don't think I'm completely wrong, but I do understand where the holes are in this strategy. Anywho, defend. Can we get rid of one quickly? I don't think we actually have a lot of scaling cards because we don't really have anything to really... We can weaken, but only so much because I forgot. Does that get consumed? No. So if we can keep drawing that, we could do a thing because you can essentially have things do 1. I forgot if you can get things to do 0 damage, but you can get pretty close. Anywho. If we draw a Tail Whip again, that would be nice though. We did not, so whoops. And we don't have enough applications of weak to constantly have their attack debuffed, is what I'm trying to say. Again, if not saying these things out loud, even if they're useless, they're at least something that I can think about as I'm going through these fights. Do I have a thing? No, not really. So instead we're going to block in case Bear gets more threatened later on. We are completely weak, but Bear is not attacking anyway, so... Yeah, I think it's a good idea that Bear doesn't have any attack because, yeah, otherwise we get this. So, let's see what else do we do. We're going to add a block here. Bear doesn't have any threat, that's why we're just having other people take damage for the moment. And yeah, it would be nice to go back to a gore strategy, but that's why we're here testing out other types of strategies. Wall of Flesh would have been nice, but no, that's not going to happen, so... Not with the amount of energy we have right now. Ow! We do want to add some defense, though. Because otherwise we are taking too much damage. But if we can survive, doesn't matter how much HP I take if I survive. Get rid of one here. We could start applying more bleeds. How much? Yeah, dealing unblocked damage. Apply bleed equal to the stack. Yeah, which is, yeah, not nice. But what else do we have? Let's actually strengthen here. Thank goodness that using attack cards slowly scales your strength, but it's not fast enough for the purposes of trying to survive. What do these do things exactly, though? Wall of Flesh would have been nice, but we need actually more single target block. And for those who don't know why I call things single target AoE block is because, yeah, while Unyielding doesn't provide me the most block or as much as Wall of Flesh, it's 1 cost for 9 block, where Wall of Flesh is 10 block or for everyone, but 3. But for a single character, it doesn't provide a lot of block. But when you are doing this, then you get 33 block overall. Let's actually Tail Whip again. There's not much to say at the moment, I'm just trying to get out, but there's only so much I can do! Toughen would have been great. That does increase the amount of damage I can block, but for only so long. I'll still do my best, but only for so long. Is there anything I desperately need? Not really, so instead defend. We want to avoid a tragedy, so we're adding more block to weakened characters, in this case, Orion. But we do still need to eventually deal damage, so... Do we get a 1-cost card? No, but we do get bleed. And now we're taking a bunch of damage. Yeah, you have 23 bleed. Lose 1 health at the start of the turn, but you're taking damage from this instead, so... We don't have a single block card! One that I can apply to Murgy anyway, so we're gonna lose a friend here. Unless this weekend does something for me? No. We have to draw a card and hope that we get blocked? Nope. So we lose a friend here today. We could have hands down, but it was not gonna matter. Fight Wall of Flesh, please, so that we don't lose someone else. That being said, that's not so bad at the moment. We might do our next... If Bear doesn't die here, we can do something else. And funny enough, this does add more block, but I want to deal some damage, so... Yielding would have been nice, but we get 16 bleed here. That's fine, because at least we don't take bleed equal to the stack. So, hey. We'll do this. Double bite, scratch, and we're out. So we lose a friend, but, I mean, we could just pair them with Boofus 5, I guess. Unblock damage, apply 1 bleed. Lose 5 block, deal 8 damage. I guess we go for it. I feel like the outer little label here denotes rarity. But whether or not the card is actually useful, I mean, I guess if it upgrades, maybe, but we'll find out. Let's see. Consume more. If I want to cycle, do I need to cycle? I'm gonna just take more vulnerability, and we're gonna take more vulnerability and see. We do need to apply more bleed. If we're gonna start working with bleeds, we need more bleed. So, draw doesn't seem to be too helpful for the moment. It looks like, but hey, consume, apply. No. Yeah, I think I'd rather do this, because we might need defend at some point, so... Bear gets 3 counter? No, we actually need more block, funny enough. So we'll take our spoils and leave. And with this said, I could look over here for more. What I'm curious of is whether or not... If there's a new trait, then I should really focus on it. But if it doesn't really do anything, then I guess there's not really a reason to. Let me see if I... Yeah, I probably just want to get rid of toughness here. So we're going to do that really quickly. But let's make sure we have enough for what we want to do. Because, I did like the gore strat, but let's try working with other types of builds at the moment, and we'll see what happens. 2 strength, blah, blah, blah. Each card discarded, but we're not really discarding cards, so... You get 2 back if you spent energy. No, not for the moment. Weak. 5 damage, 5 block. Yeah, if I need to do damage, but I don't really need it. Otherwise, we can add another scratch here. We have a lot of scratches, by the way. And they're all pretty much upgraded, except for, obviously, this one. But I think this is the newer one I took. So, for the sake of upgrading things on Boofus 5, I could take another scratch. Yeah, I'm going to take another scratch. Might not help me, but we'll see about that, won't we? So, back in we go, and we're going to get harder things. I think we're still going to do some training here, but for the moment, let us focus on not dying. You can't take a hard because we don't want to lose everyone, so we're going to take a routine so we can at least retreat if need be. That being said, I don't doubt there's a strategy around just retreating as soon as you see the map, but I mean, that's just as much RNG as going in and seeing what happens. So, without further ado, we're going to work with this and see what happens. They're all adding blocks, so it's our turn to really fight. And a scaling blue card would have helped out like this, so yeah, we're going to do it. Couldn't use bite, so shrug, move on. Now, we're still not being attacked, but I would still like Wall of Flesh. We do want to focus on things, though, so... I know I should be using other... Actually, this is at max level, so there's no reason to really use it, but... You get the point. If we're trying to grind for experience here, it's all about the cards. Now that being said, anything else I want to do? Kind of, not really. We'll do our best. Yeah, we'll do our best. 9 damage to a random enemy, and they all just happen to splash on that anteater. Did I apply overkill damage to that? Well, anywho. 0 energy cards, thank you. And we'll move on. So yeah, this defend exists in a pinch in case I need it. Why did Boofus take so much damage? Wait, does damage stay? No, I just took that damage, right? Am I going crazy here? I might be going crazy. Oh, we're taking counter damage. So, yeah, that's... I did not see this. The counter, I think. Well, you don't have any more, right? I don't die for this, right? Okay, good. Well, I guess we are gonna retreat immediately. I was not watching that. Could have died there. But we might as well, again, level things up. So I guess what we will do... We can't attack, by the way. Well, can we? We don't die for this, do we? No. Because we take block damage. Anywho, we have to retreat. Boofus is on too low life to do anything. Well, let's apply more weak in the meanwhile. And let's actually get defend, because we would like to defend a lot more than not at all. Draw 3, instinct draw 2. We'll draw 3. Probably not the best decision, but hey. But back we go, because we don't want to die. We don't want to lose our strongest one at the moment. We might lose them eventually, but this is not the moment to lose them. I know I keep entering the same location too. Bear with me though, because bear with me. That's all I can really say for myself. But yeah, otherwise, looking at strategies I can do, yeah, it's not so bad. It doesn't seem so bad at the moment, but you never know, right? Actually, we're going to do this for the sake of dealing some damage. Yeah. Yeah. Unyielding's not going to really help us unless we draw an amazing card somehow, but I don't think that's going to happen, so... Yeah, away we go. We can do this, though. We're going to do this. So we get more energy. Block used by Orion on Bear. And then we just go crazy here. We can use every card, but for the moment, let's get rid of one before you Frenzy here. That way we don't get some random attacks going nowhere. In fact, we can even do this. We draw Strength in here, but I'd rather do this because that gets rid of someone immediately. And in a way, we're training the other two with a strong monster, but hey. So yeah, we do want 5 times. It's the same energy for the moment, so it's not going to really brick anything, I think. Ride by, discard 2 cards, gain 2 strength, reduce max HP by 5. Yeah, you know what? If we're going all out, go all in. I've heard both in terms of, yeah, don't want to go too specializing too much, and the other side, which is, no, specialize and have a weakness, because otherwise it's boring. And I'm like, well, I'm sure there are moments for each, but... So this applies for the full battle. Unfortunately, I should have actually waited for something else. But you know what? It's all 0-cost cards, so... I don't know who it's I think that's the only thing. Not being able to see who's being attacked, I think? Question mark? Yeah, I can't really see who's being attacked, so... I am also just attacking randomly, admittedly, so... But we'll deal with it. So yeah, Boofus only takes about 6 damage, or do we just get out because so much 0-cost cards? I think it bleeds out. Yeah, it bleeds out. I was like, why am I not moving on? Because it's gonna bleed out. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. So instead, away we go. We'll take one more defend. But after that, it might we might be too much. We're gonna avoid that event. Because events have never served us well. They've never served us well. At battle, at least you have more control over, I feel. But anywho. Yeah, not much else we can do here. Ambush would be interesting. Yeah, I think we are. We are going to ambush. Now, we could be in trouble here, but as long as nothing really strange happens, as I get a weird draw here, we should be okay. I guess we're going to find out, though. Draw 1 card. It's going to be a wall of flesh. We don't have any threaten, which is kind of scaring me for the moment, but until something until a tragedy happens, we're not going to know for sure, right? So, scratch, scratch, scratch. There's the frenzy. That would have defeated this enemy, but let's try to have other people level up their cards, although frenzy does need leveling up as well, so yeah. Yeah, I could actually just sit here for a moment, so that next turn we can play a card. I think I'm actually going to do that. So we'll just cast anything we want here, anything that needs experience, but afterward we scratch and get out. Now, you could call that an exploit, but is it really? I guess we'll find out. I could take more Berserk, but... Or a Scratch, sorry. Do I want to? Yeah. If we can keep drawing zero-cost cards, essentially we become almighty powerful. Unless we're drawing into a counter, then, or attacking into a counter card, then, no, that would not be great. Let's get Threatened, by the way. And let's go into an Elite and find out what happens to my face. But yeah, we'll see what happens, because we have yet to plumb the depths of pain. I do want another Frenzy, so what I'm going to do is scratch all of these, and then hands down. Apply one vulnerable, scratch, strength. Scratch first here, so I get vulnerability and possible strength, but then Frenzy. My goodness, we just obliterate this, but at the same time, it is an easier mission, so it should be this way if I'm preparing things in this way. By the way, bite twice. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I would cast Strengthen with Boofus, but we are trying to upgrade the cards of Orion and Bear. But if we can't do anything else, then yeah, we can't really do anything else. Tail Whip, scratch, scratch, and away we go. So cards that take effect immediately, like our passives, they do level up on their own, right? They have to. Clone this card to the hand. Well, if it's going to upgrade, maybe that's for the best? 2 bleed to a random enemy with the highest bleed, if any. I guess we will for now. Our build is getting a bit bloated, but we can add a little bit more, hopefully. We're forcing ourselves into an event. Let's cross our fingers and hope that we don't die. As we continue our mission, a sickly sweet smell assaults our nose. Boofus 5 falls over and having Caesar's Mindbender spores hit Boofus 5 the hardest. Protocol says to force feed all available meat you'd have to prevent the body from cannibalizing their brain. Yep. Not today. Because who cares about orange? Like, listen, even yes, that might be... Some people might argue that's the essence of just roguelikes in general. But especially, you know, deck building roguelikes are also included in this. That doesn't mean RNG still doesn't play a fact. Like, the RNG doesn't disappear just because you say, oh, RNG is part of it. Like, that theoretical probability still plays a part. So, if there is it might be under a 1% chance for a very bad situation to happen, it will happen to someone. We'll do this, because we could get a stretch, we get a bite. I could use hands down. Actually, I'm going to use hands down. Actually, I'm going to use bloody. And away we go. We're about to knock this thing down unless it gets a lot of super block, but no, that's not what happened. So down you go. Ambush. Scratch. Scratch. We'll have Bear use this defend, actually, so that we get to level it up. I was going to cast Frenzy and I went crazy. But we should be fine still. Yeah, we'll use this defend, scratch. Again, we're just throwing in cards that need to be upgraded because we want them to upgrade. And then the bleed out. So, hey. Now, are we going to survive the boss? We have yet to find out, won't we? Fearsome. Gain 2 threat and applied. Yeah, yeah, none of these are really going to help us. Or, Boofus, sorry. 14 damage stomp? No. Consume a card in hand, gain in 2 impetus. You know what? Although I really am bloating the deck at the moment, but maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. Let's find out. I think you see what boss you have as well. But let's see if we actually run into something we can recognize. Not really, but kind of. So we start with a lot of scratches. Do we get anything else? We're gonna find out. No Wall of Flesh. We do get to Gluttony. Gluttony, Wall of Flesh. I don't want to take this away. I'm going to take it away. We don't get to cast that, but Yeah, I made a mistake there. I thought I had enough energy to do a thing. I did not. We do get rid of someone here, but for how long, really? Because if Boofus 5 goes down, that's actually really bad. So, let's actually just apply a lot of block for the moment. Boofus 5 is bleeding, but we should be okay for the moment. We're gonna find out. We're gonna save some energy in case we draw something we can use, but if we don't, hey, we don't have any more threaten, by the way. I should have actually put block on Boofus 5. Well, hey, we're also very weak. But thank goodness Scratch exists to remove that. Kind of. So I shouldn't need to add that much more block on Bear. We should have more than enough to survive the encounter. What I'm trying to say is I want to put block on Boofus, so... yeah. We need some kind of block, please. Thank you. And then we're going to focus one of these. Now, we didn't draw any more cards, but with one Impetus, we weren't going to be able to play much else. Did we die here? Did we really die here? Oh my goodness. I hope we don't. We're going to find out, aren't we? Let's do this first. That's not going to help that much. But if a freak accident doesn't happen, we should survive. Yeah. Or Boofus should survive, sorry. But let's get some upgrades while we can. And that will probably be what we have for today in terms of missions. I'm gonna look at the upgrades, but hey, Boofus does not need any of those. Tantrum, 1 threaten, nope. Anything else? No, unless it's something that can bleed. I'll grab another Tail Whip. I would like that. We don't have enough cycling Tail Whips if I want to use both, so... Play 1 meek? No. Gain 1 block. Gain 6 block, draw 1 card. I think we have more than enough. Maybe. I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? In the next episode. But for the moment, what else do we have? 6 and 2, 4 legs, Strix Tail. And we should get something here, right? Is there anything we need to remove? I don't think so. No. I think I feel pretty comfortable with what we have. Although Orion isn't really attacking at the moment, it should be fine. I will check the Academy first. 2 Scratch. Is that real? So this is 2. So essentially this does 2 scratches, which should be the 0 cost 2 damage card. If I have a lot of strength, this can be useful. But, random card for each allied creature into the hand, they have Alpha this turn. I don't know if I want to do that. If there is something else, I mean, it's a 0 cost card that brings 3 cards into your hand. It's just that I don't know if I really want to do that. Open Path. Apply 15 block if discarded, gains 10 block. We're not really discarding a lot of cards. Unless we start taking relentless things like Relentless March, but no. Shall Not Pass. Don't have this yet. I think I'm going to get one of these for Bear. And we'll go to the Chop Shop and grab a Strix Tail. And that will be it for this episode. So, without further ado, again, if you want to try to give advice and whatnot, I'll try to listen. I say try because I don't know if I'll retain everything. But in the meanwhile, I'll still do my best working with kind of more base. Yeah, again, as you notice, I can't just build like base. I don't really have any Frankensteins here, but soon, maybe. It depends on how well we do. But yeah, I guess without further ado, I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!